Republican Alabama Senator Katie Britt. She gave a speech on the convention floor just last night, a moment of excitement, I know, for this party, and is joining us now. Thank you so much for being here with us, and let's jump right in. Look, you're the youngest woman ever to be elected to the Senate, and now JD Vance could become one of the youngest vice presidents in American history. What do you have to say about your generation in politics as millennials start to rise into positions of power now?
Absolutely. Well, Kana, thank you so much for having me on. As you can tell, this is such an exciting time, not only for our party, but for our nation. You can feel the electricity when you walk into the arena, and you can feel just a unifying force, not just throughout the Republican Party, but I truly believe throughout the nation. And to your point, absolutely, I am so proud of my freshman colleague, JD Vance. He is going to do a tremendous job as our next vice president. We ran, both of us, because we believed that the next generation had to get off the sideline and fight for our nation, make sure that we preserve our country and the opportunities that we had for our children and our children's children. And so I am excited to see JD. JD and I have not only become colleagues, but have become friends. We have an opportunity once a month, our Republican colleagues get together for dinner where we not just talk about politics or policies or even personnel, but we get to know each other as people. And when the American people get to know the person, JD Vance, and they get to know Usha, they are going to love everything they learn. It is a story of the American dream. It is a man who has given his life to service, who has been successful and now wants to make sure that hardworking Americans, the forgotten men and women of this nation, have a seat at the table, have a voice, and have an opportunity to succeed. And I think you will see our generation continue to speak up, speak loudly, speak directly, because we believe this nation is worth saving, and we're going to do everything we can to put it back on a more prosperous trajectory for those who come after us.
And Senator, let me ask you about your speech last night. You said that you said in your speech that prosperity in America has been diminished, just like the man in the Oval Office. In your mind, what kind of actionable change would a second Trump administration make in today's economic landscape to help the average American family?
Yes, and I am so sorry, Kana. I missed the part of your question. Can you repeat that last part? We have a lot of excitement out here, and so unfortunately I missed that.
That's okay, Senator. I get it as well. It's loud in here as well. So basically, I'm just curious to know about what kind of actionable change you think the Trump administration could make in today's economy that would help the average American family.
Well, first, we're going to make sure that we're not just energy independent again, but we're energy dominant. We know that that drives everything from the gas station to your electricity prices to the grocery store and beyond. Not only does that help Americans prosper, but it also helps us create a more peaceful globe, because we know when we are not producing energy, which, by the way, we do it cleaner, better, and more efficiently than anyone across the world, we know that that means that our adversaries are. It puts the allies in the palm of our adversaries' hand, giving them an upper advantage when it comes to national security issues. So doing that on day one, rolling back overburdensome regulation, this administration has taken the administrative state to new levels. Look, the people that serve in these bureaucracies, that serve in these agencies, are not elected by the people. We've got to make sure we roll regulation back, that we in Congress start making decisions, and we put America on a pathway forward. It also comes with securing our border. That is critically important. When we look, we've had over 10 million people come here illegally under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris' disastrous policies. We've got to make sure that we secure our border, start creating safety in our streets and our communities. We know where the fentanyl's coming. It's coming from China. It's making its way to Mexico across our border, and it is the leading cause of death between the ages of 18 and 45 in this nation. So we're going to start putting into place policies that actually put Americans first. We want to make sure that we find ways to drive wages up, to help people create the American dream for themselves, and any impediment to that, we want to roll back. We are here to make the main streets of our small communities thrive and give people a chance for success.
And Senator, I do want to ask you about a policy that Democrats have really honed in on in terms of the Republican Party. They view this as a weak spot in terms of reproductive care. There was some controversy over access to IVF treatment in Alabama. State, of course, ultimately passing a law protecting access to IVF, and the RNC now affirming support for IVF in their party platform. So, Senator, what do you think of that party platform in regards to both IVF and access to abortion?
Listen, there is no stronger supporter of IVF than President Trump. Immediately, President Trump came out and said, we support IVF. I believe IVF is pro-life, it's pro-woman, it's pro-family. It is exactly what the Republican Party stands for, and we want to help people experience God's greatest gift and be able to bring life into this world. So I was proud not only of President Trump's position on this very early on, I was proud of my colleagues in the United States Senate. I, along with Senator Ted Cruz, led all 49 Republican senators in saying that we strongly support nationwide access to IVF. Now, let's contrast that with Senator Schumer, who is trying to play his summer of scare tactics up at full tilt for the American people, putting a bill on the floor, trying to make it seem like Republicans don't support IVF, which couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is, IVF is available and accessible in all 50 states across this country. Republicans have stood up and said, we will continue to support that. We will continue to make sure that that is the case. I am proud of that, and all the other work we're doing for maternal care, making sure that we are reaching out to maternal care deserts. We're trying to find solutions for women who want to bring their children into this world, and we're going to keep doing that and keep making a difference.
Senator Britt, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you coming on the program with us.
Hey, I thank you. I thank you for having me, and thank you for being here. As you can tell, it's an exciting time. We are uniting the party, uniting the country, and we're going to put us back on track.
All right, we appreciate you, Senator. Thanks so much.